Hi, and welcome to the TeamCity Kotlin DSL series. In this series, you're going to learn how to create your build pipelines in TeamCity with Kotlin code instead of using the UI. And for that, I prepared a small sample application. It's a simple web application, a to-do list application. It's written in Java and Spring Boot. And it doesn't matter too much what the application itself is doing. What matters more is the project structure. So let's have a look at that. As you can see in my IDE, I have a project checked out. It's called a new to-do list, and it's a simple Maven application. It has a POM.xml file. The contents of the POM.xml file don't matter too much for now. But as you can see, I have the default Maven directory layout. So I have my source main Java resources folders containing my Java classes, also my HTML templates. But what's more interesting for now is the test folder, because as you can see, it already contains two packages, an integration package, a unit package, containing integration tests and unit tests respectively. Now, there's one integration test inside. It's the slow web service test, and it takes about 5 to 10 seconds to run because it connects to an external web service. And also you have a unit test, the syntax checker unit test, which is pretty fast, instantaneous basically. It's good to know about these tests before we create our build pipeline. And before we create it with Kotlin code, let's just create it once through the TeamCity UI so we're all on the same page. And for that, open up your browser, go to your TeamCity server, simply choose Create New Project. Now paste in the repository URL. It points to GitHub, Markobila, JetBrains, a new to-do list. You can also fork and clone this project and do the very same steps I'm doing here in the screencast. Only make sure that you give TeamCity write access to your Git repository. Why? Because as soon as you enable the Kotlin DSL settings later on in this series, TeamCity needs write access to your repository because it's going to commit some changes to the repo. So paste in your username and your access token here, proceed. Takes a second. As you can see, there's a new project, a new to-do list with one build configuration called build. I'm just going to go with the defaults for now, proceed. And then TeamCity is doing its magic, saying, I detected there's a POM.xml file, so you probably want a build step, a Maven build step executing goals clean test. I'm going to go with that, so just hit use selected. And now I can actually run my build configuration. Right, a new window pops up and TeamCity is running. But before we see the end result here, let's just quickly go back to the edit configuration page and go through the left side here so all the terminology is clear before we jump right into writing Kotlin code. So what we have is we have version control settings. There's one VCS root in TeamCity, or in my project rather, pointing to github.com, Markobila, JetBrains, a new to-do list. There's a trigger, which is a VCS trigger, meaning branch filter star. Every change that happens in my repo that we just saw is going to trigger a build in TeamCity. So we have a VCS root and we've got a trigger for that VCS root. And also we have a build step, a Maven build step. As you can see, it simply references POM.xml, the POM.xml of the project, and it runs the goals clean test, which simply means the two tests you saw earlier are going to get executed and run. And that's pretty much everything we need for our build configuration, which is called build in our project a new to-do list. Now, when I have a look at the project's overview page again, I can see here's my project, a new to-do list. I can open it up, and as you can see, a few seconds ago, there was a build, 2 tests passed. These were the 2 tests you saw earlier. And that is everything you need to do to get started with TeamCity, with your project. And this is the basis for writing Kotlin DSL code, which we're going to start doing right in the next episode.